welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. Today we have two special guests with us, Dolores and Selena. Unfortunately, Cheyenne is currently in Thailand on her unfiltered kitchen trip, so she's not here, and Shanan is not feeling well, so just please send both of them prayers for safe travels and just to feel better. This is the 6th season, so we just want to do our best to stay healthy and just send those prayers out. But about today's episode, I'm really excited. We've been talking about the invisible workload of just parenting, motherhood, and just like overall wellness and how to take care of ourselves. So we've mentioned this a few times on the podcast, talking about lymphatic drainage. And today we brought in a lymphatic drainage specialist.
Thank you.
That is Dolores. Yes. And her cousin Selena, who's actually, I don't want to say like patient, what is it? Her first like ground zero.
A testimonial.
Like, yes, a testimonial of just
real life testimonial.
Yes. So let's jump into this. Can you just give us a little background about who you are and all that good stuff?
Okay. I'm Dolores. So I started in real estate when I was 17. Mm-hmm. I loved it. That's what I wanted to do. And then I became a young mom at 19. I got pregnant, had my baby at 20. I got into escrow. I thought that's what I wanted to do. I became an escrow officer, started managing escrow. I started hating it after 10 years. But once you're in, it's like a bad relationship. It's hard to leave. You're making good money. It's what I knew.
Relationship.
Yeah. It's like a horrible relationship. So I was there for 20 years.
Okay.
I was miserable for 10. And quarantine happened. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, if I passed away, would this something I want to do? No. That woke me up. So in quarantine, I was working from home. I'm starting to think more like, this is not what I want to do. So one of my family members got her body done, and I helped take her to get massages. And that's when I learned about lymphatic drainage. I didn't even know that it was a thing. I thought it was only for people that got lipo, tummy tucks, cosmetic surgery. And they were like, no, it's a detox massage. It's for everybody. So me and my sister were talking about opening up a business, and I wanted to be an esthetician to do lashes. And my cousin was like, everyone's doing lashes. Like, do something different. Yes. So we did the course. We got certified, and I ran with it.
I love that. I love that. So what kind of drew you to the lymphatic drainage, to becoming a specialist, just besides wanting a new career change?
I think I became more like holistic.
Okay.
So I have high blood pressure since I was young. My mom passed at a really young age from hypertension. So I was like, I want to be on a holistic journey. Okay. So I started getting into the detox, and I got really good at it. And I was really good at sculpting. People were falling in love with it. I fell in love with it, and we kind of from there. So it's really the detox, making women feel better. Like, I love transforming their body and them feeling confident. I can see their confidence changing as they're in session. So I think that's pretty much like where I fell in love with it. So I was doing both jobs, and then now I'm full-time in lymphatic.
Before we keep going to lymphatic drainage, can you tell us, what is your lymphatic system? Like, how does it affect our body? Why is it important that we even know about it?
So our lymphatic system is basically like the plumbing system of our body. So picture like the garbage system of your body. So your lymphatic system is the only system in your body that doesn't have a motor. So you have to do manual lymphatic drainage. So in the morning, you could tap your main lymph nodes. You just tap them a few times, maybe 10 times, to wake up your lymphatic system. In the morning, you want to drink warm water with lemon or ginger tea. And you want to take the toxins out. So all the heavy metals and toxins that we eat and drink, the only way to get them out is through a lymphatic drainage.
This is cool.
Yeah.
So the way that we met, it's actually, so Zaina, can you just pull it up? Let's pull the mic closer. Travis, I love the shaking.
He's all
also, somebody just came through the door. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the way that we got connected, Zaina actually started getting lymphatic massages, and she told Cheyenne, and from there I just kept hearing them talk about it, because I always thought it was just part of like a post-op procedure. Like, I had no idea that it could apply to basically any person to receive these kind of treatments. So I got my first treatment done, and I was so happy. I felt like my energy was different afterwards. Like I felt lighter. You can actually visually see the difference in your body. And it was, for me, it was very much like life-changing. And I'm trying to get back in that room on that bed so I can get another session. So thank you for being here.
Of
Like, just
course.
another little tidbit.
Yes.
So when you were doing your training, how did you go about like finding a reputable company? Like what was that journey like for you?
So my family member that was getting her post surgery lymphatic drainage, it was her person. So her name is Carolina. She's amazing. She's probably the best in the game. So she's recommended from the doctor, Dr. Tanasia in Pasadena. So he's does like all the girls in my area. So she works directly with him. So we found her. She's actually from Brazil and teaches the Brazilian lymphatic drainage. So there's American lymphatic drainage and then there's Brazilian. I do more of a Brazilian style, so it's a little harder. But that's where the sculpting comes in.
Got it.
So American's like very soft and this one's like a little harder. So I found it through my family member. We did the course and that's how we opened up. So I kind of like just trusted her. Like I didn't really look like, is she good? But she has a huge following and she has 3 doctors giving her business. So it kind of spoke for itself.
Yeah, she seems like very credible.
Yeah.
And just, just off the top, when we think about Brazilian bodies, we know that they are very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
I feel like body work is something that's very common or just thought of. So I feel like I would go with the Brazilian more than like the American technique.
Yeah,
so
100%. It's just so soft. Like some people feel like that come to me that did the American. They're like, I feel like I paid for nothing, like a feather. Like I could have done that
like
myself.
It's cute.
Yeah, like girl, what'd you just do? So they prefer the Brazilian. Yeah,
I like that.
I've had 4 sessions before you started doing them, and I saw no result. And then they use the machine a lot, the cavitation machine, like half of the time, and I was really disappointed in it. And I think a lot of people end up coming in, and we hear that story time and time again, that they were disappointed. Well, I didn't really see a result, and then they leave and they're like, bitch,
It was
this
good.
is
It's the difference.
legit.
So can you tell us a bit more about your experience, the two of you guys working together, and just share your overall postpartum healing experience?
Journey. So I do permanent makeup in Pasadena, and I have a studio. So when my cousin started lymphatic drainage, I was like, hey, I'm off on these days, take the studio. And she ran with it, and she built her business, and in 2 years she is flying and booked and busy, and I'm so proud of her.
Thank you.
So when it took me 3 years to get pregnant.
Okay.
And then a month before I got pregnant, I had a lymphatic drainage massage. You'll see the picture of my before and after. And then I had a pregnancy massage on my uterus. So my uterus was tilted.
Okay.
And so a friend of mine, she popped it back into place. And she was like, don't lift anything heavy. Don't walk hard. Don't jump, don't exercise, just go have fun with your husband. And between my cousin and her, 8 weeks later, I was 6 weeks pregnant.
Do you think the manipulation of the body and the body work directly
100%.
contributed to your pregnancy?
Yeah, 100%.
I kind of feel like it just puts everything back into place where it's supposed to. I'm like maneuvering your stomach and I'm putting things. So if your uterus is tilted, it kind of puts it back in place. Also your cervix, right? When it's like a little collapse, some girls are like collapse. I think that's the only thing I could imagine that's what's happening. But what she did, and it's a Hispanic thing. I think it's called, I might say it wrong, Salvadora. And so they're like little Mexican ladies that have been doing this. Their grandma did it. And then it's like an inherited thing.
She learned it from her mom, but my friend that did it to me.
It works. They're like, here's some pills from Mexico. Here's some tea. They massage you and you're pregnant.
We gotta get back into this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's kind of
wild.
Interesting.
And my friend who does it does lashes. She doesn't even do it for a living. Like she'll be like, I was like, well, how much? She's like, no, I don't charge. Like, let's just
Let's get you pregnant.
Yeah, she's like, how are you not pregnant already? I was like, girl, we gave up. We're going to adopt. Sorry, honey, but I thought it was my husband. I was like, no, it's him. It ain't me. It was me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we got a hot tub. So, like, I think that helped too. Like,
Y'all, get a hot tub. Get a hot tub.
yeah, it worked. And a lymphatic drainage. Like, her hands are magic.
I love that.
Literally magic.
So you got pregnant. I know you worked together in your postpartum. What did that look like for the both of you?
So, after I got pregnant, then she couldn't touch me. Well, she didn't touch me. Like,
No,
there was
yeah.
nothing involved with lymphatic drainage during the whole pregnancy. And then I gained 60 pounds. It was the most I had ever gained in my life. And I didn't even know how to be in my own body. It was really difficult. That mental, I don't know, thing that happens that you have to learn to accept yourself. Like,
Yes.
there is no other journey that I know of besides pregnancy that will teach you to force you to love yourself.
I love that. We've recently had a guest who is 9 months postpartum, and it's her third child. And she was just talking about, you know, this is my body, but it's different than what it looked like. And as you get older, sometimes losing that weight and just learning how to just embrace all your curves and the new little pockets and this and that, it can be very difficult. And mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it can be just very taxing on you. Do you feel that the massages helped you overcome that, or?
Literally that day. You're going to see the both actually hour by hour. You remember that day?
So she was only 4 weeks postpartum. And she came in and we massaged, 3 hours?
3 hours.
And you could see, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. By 3 hours, we almost had her back down. Not quite compared, but almost. For being 4 weeks, it was a lot. And she also felt like it was air and water. So
Yes.
giving birth, you're having your legs up, a lot of air, you know?
Your uterus expands, right? Like, that's the only organ that can expand that big, and then it goes back down, and you gonna feel the air coming out. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, there was something up there, you know? And the air, the water, the bloating. I went home, and literally my mom was like, you look like you lost 20 pounds.
Wow.
It was insane. Like, I felt so good again.
And it's just like the fluid. So can you give us a better description of what an actual lymphatic drainage looks like, what it feels like? What are you actually manipulating? What are you doing? And where does it go?
Okay, that's a good question. Everybody asks that.
Where does it go?
Yeah, they're like, where is it going? So I trap the water and I take it to your nearest lymph node. That's all I'm doing. But there's a technique to it, right? So all your main lymph nodes, say this one's really clogged. So your armpit is usually clogged from deodorant. Okay. So anyone that's wearing Secret, Degree, they're so clogged, all of a sudden you're very your face is swollen, your neck's swollen. Here you're looking buff. It's starting from your armpits. If you look at your armpits, you put your arm up, look at your armpit and it's puffy, then you need...
Oh, it's visually
Yeah.
A lot of people, some people walk like this because it's so puffy.
It should be a pit, in. But
Flat
if it's
or in.
out.
But if it goes out, then it's your lymph nodes are super swollen. So there's these patches that I refer from Amazon, and you put them there and it shrinks them. With that, then I'm able to use your armpit as a lymph node to take the water. So then I find the nearest lymph node that I think is working for you. I take the water to that lymph node, it goes through your lymphatic system, and you pee it out.
Yes. So when you're actually getting this drainage, you physically have to pee. I remember peeing before, and she had only done my upper half, and it was I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
Now.
You had to stop, right?
We had to stop. And it's this was before we got to my legs. This was before we got to my abdomen area, my sides. It was, you actually feel it. And it's there were times where I learned that there's a pump right here in your stomach. And when I say you hear it, you can hear it. You can feel that actual Yes, you feel the I want to say liquid. It felt like, oh no,
So I'm
this is an
pumping it.
actual
wild.
drainage system.
And you're hearing the water, and then I take it to your lymph nodes by your pelvic area, and so you're hearing it come down, and from there you have to pee right away.
Yes.
So sometimes people pee like 3 times in session, and if you're not, then it's like, I'm like, are they not draining? So then I take longer. So some people, I'll take 3 hours because they're so blocked in certain lymph nodes that it takes longer to drain them. you know?
Yes. My neck was really swollen.
Yes.
And it was crazy because I was just like, okay, I got to go to the endocrinologist. Like, my shit's acting up. Like, what's wrong with me? And I've had, like, tests done before, and they're like, it's fine. And she was like, no, I just think your lymph node over here is just, like, kind of lazy or tired. Like, it just needs to be activated. And my neck was visibly, like, smaller. I still feel like it's smaller than what it was before. But it was crazy because I'm thinking, where is this liquid going? My mouth was salivating so much. And I was like, oh, this is real.
Yes.
So it's like, how like you'll get get some kind of treatment done, and you're like, I don't feel the difference. I don't see the difference. Like, and they're like, oh, just keep coming back and you'll eventually see something.
You're like,
this
"But I'm
is
not seeing
something
nothing."
where you're like,
Yeah.
you actually feel it physically through your saliva, through your, having to go use the restroom. And then not only that, you see the difference visibly, like your body shape changes. You'll be like, wait, I do have a waist, or wait, my stomach, I'm just holding in water and air.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like literally water and air. So I think it's really important to learn about these things because like there's so many women who are just like,
I'm just big.
I'm just big, or
Yeah.
like just holding on to like stress in different ways
Yeah.
and just water. So I thought it was, why haven't we heard about this more?
Yeah.
Why do we only associate it to like post-op or like, just plastic surgery? I think it's something that needs to be talked about more in like your postpartum journeys, and just actually relieving your body of that the fluid that is retained and the air, the gas. It just helps really get everything out. And it's like our bodies go through this trauma. We got to take care of our bodies afterwards. So
Yeah.
I was really happy when I had this treatment. It just, my brain was pinging together, and I was like, oh my gosh, postpartum. Because like in my journey right now, just learning the manipulation of the body, like actually holding everything together, and it's due to help like push that air out and get that liquid out. So knowing that things like this that could help boost and give your body that jump, I am really like, I almost want to be like, y'all find someone in your city, in your area that does lymphatic drainage massages, because lymphatic drainage, because it makes a difference.
It really does. And I think after
It makes a
postpartum,
difference.
I'm not sure if a lot of people do like packages, but I would recommend like find someone that does lymphatic drainage in your area and just do it 2 times a month. Maybe 3 if you could afford it. Wear your faja, which is a girdle that you could get on Amazon or anywhere. Drink ginger tea. At least that's what I feel like I recommend. Ginger tea. You can also take ginger and turmeric pills to help with the inflammation. And I feel like it's life-changing after a baby.
Can I ask a question? This is sort of what Art was talking about, but Dolores, why have we not heard about this more? Like, I don't know much about lymphatic, and maybe it's because I'm a guy, I don't know, but why is it not more widely known?
That's a good question.
That's a great
so in
question to
Brazil, it is. So in Brazil, they do this weekly, like we do our nails in America, and that's why they look amazing. So it's really
Colombia.
big. Colombia's big, yeah.
Like in Colombia, they say they can make a fridge into a Coke bottle. Like that's
I believe it.
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a thing in America, but it's starting to get out there, and I think it started through quarantine. At least from what I've seen, it's in social media. It's like a thing now. People are obsessed. Once they have it, they're in love. They buy
Yes.
packages. They want to come every week because they're seeing their body transform. And then I feel like a lot of us ladies have body dysmorphia. We're so hard on ourselves. I look horrible. I have cellulite. I'm big. And I'm like, I bring the mirror in front of them. I'm like, look at your waist. Okay, when you're laying down, do you see that? You just have some water on your hips. You hold a lot of water on your hips. Look at, as I'm pulling it with the wood, do you see your body transform? I'm like, yeah, I do have a waist. They start feeling better about themselves. I just thought I was big, and I just like surrendered. So I feel like it's like self-love in it too.
It's that it sounds like you're giving women like their confidence back, or just that sense of like, my body is worthy and deserving and beautiful and can be soft, and those little curves are okay because you can massage it out. No.
And you got cellulite, I got wood for that.
Right. You can actually rub it out. But I think that was a great question, Travis, because I asked myself the same thing, and I'm like, this seems like a treatment that can be used for like preventative healthcare in your practice, just because there's so many things that, like, toxins in our bodies, like, why aren't we draining them?
Yeah. So it's like the research is like it's supposed to help with Alzheimer's because it's like toxins in your brain. So you're taking the toxins out. It could help with preventative cancer. So it's just like we're holding a bunch of toxins, especially here. We eat bad. We eat all the bullshit we eat. So I feel like it just stays in you. Like my son, he's skinny, but he eats bad. I get him on the bed and I massage his stomach and he drains in 5 seconds. But it's more for the detox for him because I know that he's eating Tommy's, McDonald's, whatever. So I'm like, no, like he wants to hide the bags from me because I'm like, no, you can't just eat that all the time. So I think, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I totally did not mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I had another question. Just you were saying cellulite. Can you tell us what is cellulite and how does what you do help that?
So cellulite is like your fatty tissues like stuck together. So I feel like a lot of it is genetic. I have skinny girls that come to me and they have cellulite. My mom had it, my aunt had it, and it's also from eating bad, drinking soda. I have the same pockets of cellulite that I had in my 20s, and I'm in my 40s. So I feel like the only way to get it out is to massage it out. Of course, exercising, eating better. So I have wood therapy, and it's like it's kind of like a stick concuss, and it has like these little rollers on it, and I hit the cellulite parts and it breaks up the fatty tissues, and then I get the cup and I massage it out. So it's every time you're coming, it's getting thinner and thinner, and soon enough, like you barely could see the cellulite.
To break it up.
The wood therapy part of the lymphatic drainage technique, or is that a different kind of technique used?
So everyone's so different. Everybody has their own style. Some people just like hands. Like I had a girl last week. She was like, I'm used to just hands. So she wants me to sculpt her with just hands. Some people love the wood. So I always ask them, do you want wood or you just want hands? Most people want the wood therapy. So it's kind of like what your lymphatic specialist style is, you know? But most people have the wood therapy.
So it's literally body sculpting.
Yes.
It's literally going and laying on the surgeon's table without the surgeon and without the incisions. And you're able to see results instantly without the pain.
Yeah. It might have a little bruising, but that's it, you know?
And
how permanent or not permanent are these massages and procedures?
So on your right side of your body, you get a canful of lymph, and on your left, you get a gallon. So every day, you're going to continue to get the fluids. So say I've been doing a lot of brides. I do them a day before their wedding. And I'm like, don't eat nothing that has sodium, salt. Just drink teas, be light so that it can remain for the next day. So I feel that it lasts about a week or two. What do you feel?
Yeah. During my postpartum, I did the package. So it's once a week for 3 months.
Okay.
And I feel like that's when you get the best results. And then after that, it's maintenance. Once a month. You would think I'd be getting it more since we're like next door to each other, but
We're
no,
so
it's
busy.
not like that.
We barely get to say hi.
Yeah. But I've lost the 60 pounds that I gained during my pregnancy. I'm 17 months postpartum now. I've lost that weight and I have not gained it back. And I actually lost an additional 7 pounds on top of it. And again, I don't work out. I don't diet or anything. Like, it was just all literally that.
In addition to postpartum clients and like post-op, what other clients or what needs or like
Menopause.
Okay, yes, I think you're like, you know what I'm trying to get.
Girl, yes.
Who can benefit from these drainage?
Pre, peri, and post menopause. We're getting so many women in their mid 30s, 40s, late 40s, and 50s. And some women, they're saying even in their 60s that the symptoms of their menopause never go away. Yeah, like they continuously have symptoms. So what do they have? Like their arms, like literally are double the size.
Like
And they're
inflammation, so bad.
and nothing changed, right?
They're like, I work out. These are girls that work out, been working out, do Pilates, do yoga 5 to 6 days a week.
nothing changed.
All of a sudden, they're like, all of a sudden, I just got inflammation. But it's usually around 44 to about 52 that I've been seeing. That you just have a lot of inflammation. So you need more lymphatic drainages. I have them do the ginger and turmeric pills and ginger tea. I feel like that helps them to like...
It really helps the internal system work better.
And I just feel like it's having you like pee it out. You have less inflammation, right? So, but she refers me a lot of her people, and she's like, oh my God, her wrist. I saw her like a year ago, and it wasn't like that. So people are really like coming in like, I don't know what happened to me.
They come in for brows, and I'm like, girl. Like, they're like, I know. I don't know what happened. I'm like, no, do you know my cousin does lymphatic drainage in the other room? And they're like, can she get me in today? Like, yeah. Every day we're like, hey, come say hi to so-and-so. Come say hi to so-and-so, because we just share clients.
Yeah.
And
That's great. You need that kind of community. And like, I think sometimes women can be hesitant to share information just because you don't know if someone's going to receive it, or if they're going to be like, are you calling me swollen? Do you think I'm fat? Like, why are you coming at me like this? When it's like, no, I'm trying to give you some goods that you're going
100%.
to like actually enjoy.
yeah, like I really and it's not like if it was a brand new client and I don't know them, then it's like, okay, this is their baseline for me. This is their normal. This is how I know them entering into my life. But I've known these women, some of them for like 7, 6, 5 years. And I'm like, hey, what's up? I mean, we know the dirt on each other, like, you know? So then they tell me all their symptoms. I'm like, oh no. Lolo.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be right there. And they usually just do the lymphatic drainage like right then and there. Like I want my cousin to help me and like come more to this side. Like I've been teaching her how to do it, and she's been my model. So when I teach it, she's my model. And I'm like, it's such in high demand. I'm only one person. So I feel like she has the hands. I also have my sister that is in the studio with us that she's trained to do it. I did it with her. So us three just trained to like help this community just because it kind of blew up.
Have you guys ever had like a lymphatic drainage like event where it's like women come in as groups?
Like a party?
Yeah.
Mom, we should.
We should.
I've done a party. Remember for your clients, I did
Oh, yeah.
five of them, 2 hours each. So I was there 10 hours. It was like a Mother's Day gift that their grandma gave them. But it was just like I was upstairs. They came up. But I think it would be cool to have like a little party going
I
on.
really want to do this kind of like, I have this vision of doing this like wellness day, like pop up.
That would be amazing.
Where it's like the vaginal steaming, and then you go get your lymphatic drainage, and then I know your sister also offers other services.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about them?
Okay. I feel like you're more good about talking about like the vitamins. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so her sister Jackie is now in the studio with us. She's Yellow Butterfly Med Spot. She's a mobile med spot. She works with a doctor and a nurse practitioner, and she's an RN herself.
Okay.
So it's really fun that she came in and brought in new services. So she has a Venus Legacy machine that tightens skin, reduces cellulite, and it has radio frequency is the thing. It's a medical grade machine. Then she also brought in B12 injections, B complex injections. So there's B12 only, and then the B complex is all the other Bs. So then you have bad B.
We're all trying to be.
Then there's glutathione, which is like a liver detox. So it really helps with weight loss too. So if you hit a plateau and you take glutathione weekly, it really helps break your plateau. Then there's the lipomic, which is the lipotropic. So the glutathione and the lipo together is like known as like the skinny shot. So it's going to help boost your metabolism, burn fat, detox. It's like a mega antioxidant, the glutathione. And then we have the NAD plus, which is like the new thing. Everybody, like celebrities are known to get them with an IV. So it's like 1,000 milligrams and you sit there for like 2 to 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is like a real process.
Real.
Yeah.
Real. Then, but we have the bags. So we have the IVs, and then we also have the injections. So like 50 milligrams of NAD plus or 100 milligrams of NAD plus, and it's anti-aging, like literal DNA repair, cellular repair. Like you get an injection in 5 minutes, you already feel a difference. My mom is 65. I've been giving it to her. She's like, I literally feel 10 years younger. Like, she's chasing my son. Before she'd be like, oh, now she's like a spring chicken.
I need to get that from my mom.
Yeah. Like,
But it's helping me with my back too.
Your back, tell us.
Like,
What do you mean?
Because, for massaging, like my
Oh,
back,
yes.
sometimes I'm like, oh my God, because I work every day. I'm like, my back is killing me. Just I'll get a shot from your sister. I get the NAD and I'm going, like if I'm 20 years old,
yes.
it'll wear out and I feel it. She's like, it's wearing out because I'm like, I can't move. She gives it to me again. So it just makes me feel like I'm back being younger. Like
yeah.
it
Aches
really,
and pains go away.
Huh.
and you have more energy.
Would you say, are there any candidates who are not able to receive these benefits?
Well, they do have to go through a process. So they pay $25 one-time fee. They fill out a health questionnaire and it goes to the doctor.
Okay.
The doctor, it literally takes like 5 minutes. Doctor reviews it. They bump back the email to her sister Jackie, the RN, and then it gets cleared, and then she can give it. But I would say, like, if they have some extreme health problems, I would say maybe that would be a contraindication or something. But so far, from my understanding, not
we haven't
really.
had one.
How long have you been doing your services?
For
My eyebrows.
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking because you're both like in this like health and wellness. So it's like, I'm sure there's a lot that you have learned, obviously, and just different aspects of body work and just making women feel good about themselves.
Yeah. Well, I added on dark scar lightening and a scar camouflage.
What is dark scar lightening?
So say you had a tummy tuck or lipo and then your scars healed darker. We can start, it'll take like about 4 sessions, but we can start the process of lightening them. And then we can camouflage it with the rest of your skin.
Is it something that you could also do with like stretch marks or?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Is
Yeah,
it
I'm
a
like,
laser
what
or
is this?
It's literally like, so I'm a tattoo artist and we use our machine and we just pretty much go along the stretch mark with like a 7 mag. So it's like 7 needles on top of each other like that. And then it's not painful. And you just go right down along it and then you apply the serum right on top, let it heal. It's kind of like creating trauma back on this because stretch marks is a scar. So it's like a paper thin skin that's left. So if you mess it up and you cause trauma lightly, what it does is it produces collagen and raises the skin back even with the surrounding skin.
So is
Wild.
it microneedling?
I'm sorry?
Is it microneedling?
It's very much like microneedling, but microneedling can be done on the face, and it's usually a circular needle with like, I don't know, a ton of needles, right? That you run along the face. You can really do it on any part of your body you want, but the difference is the needle configuration that we use for stretch marks is flatter and more narrow.
But you're not using ink.
No ink.
Okay.
But the scar camouflage is with ink.
This is like, there's so much going on where I feel like if you're not actively getting these treatments done or know someone who is, you just won't know about them.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do we
Get the
get the
information out.
information out?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to think because there's so many people that I'm just in my own brain. I'm like, they need this.
Yes.
Or like
Yeah.
they would be able to benefit from this, whether it's a result of their pregnancy or just like weight gain and weight loss. People who I know who I'm like, they get sick a lot. I feel like you just need your body to just be detoxed. You just you're holding on to something that just is trying to get out.
Yeah,
I agree.
How can we help you, y'all, like get this information out, or just
we'll take a megaphone and drive around. No.
On Bullhorn, huh?
hey?
Yeah.
I think more like social women events.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really.
Yeah, I think stuff like
Yeah,
this.
podcasts.
Yeah, podcasts, like speaking events. This is like my brain going right now. I'm like, how do we bring more light to this? Because it seems to help women not only in their post-op, but just I feel like confidence and like that self-love is something that we're all seeking.
Yeah.
And we're always like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
What kind of price range do these services fall in? Like, is it something that is accessible? Is it something where, like, I know there's some treatments and people only think, oh, only celebrities get it, or it's like a celebrity pocket type thing. Like, how accessible are these to your everyday woman?
I feel, as far as pricing, I feel like I'm pretty fair. In Pasadena, I'm the cheapest, that's for sure. And it's affordable. It just, where do you want to spend your money, right?
Yes.
So it runs about $150 to $220 for a lymphatic drainage, full body with face. So the higher you go, it's with face. The $150 comes with just body. Most people charge about
$375. That's what I used to pay.
that much. I was like gonna go
That's what
for
it was like.
$250. Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah.
But then you might get a special, and then you have packages. Like, no, nobody beats you. Like,
I've seen, after I experienced yours, I like really went in like this rabbit hole and looking at other people. A lot of people were like $350 a session. I either
60
saw,
minutes?
pardon me?
60 minutes?
For 60 minutes.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
and I know the first time we worked together, I was there, originally I was supposed to be there like 90 minutes. I was there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Pushing 4.
We had a whole day.
We had really, like, I fell in love that day.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been playing myself.
It's addicting.
And it was one of those things where it was like, even if I don't have the money, I'm going to find the money because the results that I had afterwards, it like boosted my energy. It made me feel good. Clothes that I'd put in like the, we'll bring these back one day pile.
Yeah.
I literally took an hour and I was like, I can fit all this right now.
Yes.
So it just gave me a boost where it was like, it just made me feel good. And it's like when I'm in my feminine energy and I feel good, I somehow make more money.
Yeah. That's
I make
fact.
more money. I don't know why, but it just like it
Amen
all
to
aligns
that.
up. So it was one of those things where it was like, this is the way that I want to pour into myself.
Yeah.
I really want other people to try it.
Yeah.
Is this
you show up better?
Yes. Yeah.
And like, if you want to be a better person to yourself, a better mother, a better business owner, a better human, like, it just starts with yourself. If you're feeling achy and pain, like if you see people who are in pain, I used to be in healthcare, when they're in pain, they're mean.
Yes.
It's because they're just in pain, but when they feel good, hey girl.
Yeah, it's a different energy. And I think that's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who operate in a state of pain or a state of trauma without even knowing. And having this body manipulation for me and having that body work, I felt like I was also releasing like trauma and just energy. Can you speak on like where you hold your trauma within your body and like how this all connects?
I really want to get like, I forgot there's a doctor, but she's so amazing. She can literally pinpoint where everybody's trauma is. But from my experience, so sexual trauma stays in your stomach. So a lot of times when I see a girl with a bigger stomach, she works out, she's doing everything right, and she has a stomach that it's not going down. To me, she had trauma. So I always pray before I like touch them. Most 99% of the time, they end up crying the first day and opening up to me. So I feel like that's what they come back for. They're releasing the trauma. So sexual trauma, childhood trauma, adult trauma. So adult is in our shoulders, child is in our hips, sexual is in our stomach. So I feel like when I'm releasing from their stomach, they'll just start crying. Like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm like, no, this is your session. Let it out. I want to cry. I'm like, we're having a moment. And I think that when you have trauma, that deep, you're just holding on to it. You're not going to release the energy, the weight. They just kind of be depressed. All of a sudden, she's like, I'm not taking my antidepressants anymore. I see her. I'm like, oh, girl, I saw you posting that. She's looking all like happy, wearing a skirt now. I see the transformation of just letting the trauma go.
I think that's beautiful. I love that you said you pray before as well. Like there is a very like holistic spiritual side to this as well. There's a lot of trust that comes with it because it's not just like, let me go lay on this massage table and get a massage. You know, it's not for just necessarily relaxation. It's to release, it's to detox, it's to cleanse in a way. And there's a physical release.
Yes.
I think having that physical release really speaks to just the release of the trauma. And there's so many times where we do just walk around holding things unknowingly, or it could be buried so deep in there because like in life be lifing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like we don't always have the adequate tools to handle trauma or the resources or know how to seek these resources out. And sometimes like for me, I've done lots of years of talk therapy. Having a physical release is so much different and it's so much more beneficial. So I think knowing that this specialty exists, I really want more women and also men, because it's for everyone, to seek it out in their city. Do you know if there's any like organizations or maps where people can find other,
like a directory?
Yes, like a directory, other lymphatic drainage specialists?
We should start one. No, it would be just like, from my understanding, you would just Google your local lymphatic.
Lymphatic near me.
But I just feel like it's an emotional connection between.
We gotta think about this directory.
Most people are like, I like your energy, so I come back. You know, I'm very like, I open up to them, they open up to me, so it's like a trust. If you're going to somebody that you don't feel like you could trust, you're not going to want to go back. So I think it's the person you're going to.
Energy speaks louder than anything.
I fell asleep by the end of it.
Yeah, you were literally.
I was
and then
not.
You were like, did I fall asleep? I'm like, girl, you fell asleep.
I think I heard myself let out a snore, and I was like, oh my God, I just snored. And you were like, no, you're fine. And I was like, oh, no. I think I definitely let out a snore, because at that point, I think for you to share your story with me, it just made it that much more comfortable. So I think finding someone who does give that open door where it's like, we're here to reciprocate, like, as well. Like, I'm not helping you release, but like, I'm here to pour into you.
Yes.
And just help build you back up. Because I live by my 3 words in life are release, replenish, respect. And every time you release, you have to replenish what you're releasing, whether it's good, bad, mad, sad. It's that balance. And then after that, you're able to respect the process. And that's just kind of how I like navigate things, where I'm like, okay, I just released this. Like, I need to replenish it with something that is worthy of my time or deserving of my body. Like, that's beautiful. Just, thank you, how I choose to pour into myself. And I felt like it really kind of spoke to those 3 words for me. Yeah. And it was like, it was more than just a physical. It helped my mental. It helped like just my emotional being that day. To me, it was also very spiritual in a way, where it was like, oh, this is what I should be doing for my soul. This is how I should be taking care of myself. Because there's so many like self-care things that you can find online, but it's very like temporary, or you're like, okay, that was cool, but like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
what did it do? What was it supposed to do?
Yeah. Whereas I feel like humans, we do want that instant gratification. I think that is part of the human condition. And this was something that not only spoke to that, but it did have like a lasting impact, where it's like, okay, I want this more. I need this. I need this. Yeah. So it was, thank you. I'm like, I'm happy you changed careers.
Yeah, too.
Same.
I kind of remember when we were in the middle of it, I was thinking while you're talking right now, I felt like you went to sleep, and I almost felt like this spiritual thing, I swear, like when I was releasing right here, and it went down. And then you went to sleep, and then like you woke up and you're like, did I fall asleep? It was so weird. Like a spiritual thing went on. Wow. It was pretty crazy. You're the only one I experienced that with.
I cried later that day.
Did you?
I did. Because I just my neck does bother me, and it's crazy. Like Cheyenne and I'm saying like she's right here. Just our thyroids in our family, we all have enlarged thyroids. And just with filming for TV or having like pictures, people are always like, oh, your neck. Do you know your neck? Your neck, your neck, your neck. And I want to say, I see it too. I feel it. I touch it. I live with it. And I've gone to the doctor before and it was just kind of like, nothing. So for me, like, I just kept looking at my neck and at one point I just cried and I was like, this was so healing. And it made me think of like my chakras and just like I've really struggled over years like finding my voice and I just felt like I had this locked up energy and it really was transformative in that aspect as well. So you are doing healing work.
Oh yes.
Yes. In terms of getting, like, actually physically doing the training, do you offer training as well? Is that something?
I do. So I offer a 1-day training, and I do it for about 6 to 7 hours. It's a whole day of training. I come with models, a manual. I teach them all about the lymphatic system, how to get the business, how to start. Like, I'll show you how to open a DBA, an LLC, EIN, all of it, business account.
Beautiful.
And then they have a mentor for 6 weeks.
Cool.
So anytime they want to come back and refresh it, ask any questions, you guys have me.
Is that like the standard timing for training? Pretty much.
With the girl that I did it from, yes. Yeah. It was like 6 weeks, but she was like, you could just come and like, if you feel like you need a refresh, just come to me. So she was really
Like
open about it.
shadow.
Yeah. Like shadow works. Like you could stay there. So my cousin, I'll be like, girl, I need you. So she'll come in. I'll do it, and then they do it. So then sometimes I'll have my hand on top of them. I'm like, okay, this pressure. So I'm like real hands-on.
Or with the tool, I'll be like, no, right here. Do you feel that? Okay, just do it. Like, yeah.
Because I've done it so many times on her, like she knows exactly the pressure.
Price range for the training, just in case there are interested women, men. I hope y'all are interested.
I feel like I have it at a really good price. So I have it for $1,000.
Which is like, That's really good because I also went down this rabbit hole because I was like, y'all, I have to learn this now to incorporate it in my postpartum services. And I'd seen classes that were, yours actually was the best pricing. Other ones I saw, they were starting at like $3,000 and they went all the way up to like $6,000
in the state of California.
In the state of California.
Okay, you want me to kind of ruin something for people? Yeah.
Let us have it. Let us have it.
So in the state of California, you cannot charge more than $2,500 for a certification training.
What?
Yeah. It's called the Post-Secondary Education Bureau. PSEB, something like that. Is their abbreviation, and they literally will fine you with this one because it's really it happens a lot in beauty schools. It happens like if you don't send your curriculum to them and pay them money every year, and they kind of audit you on an annual basis as a school. If they do that, you can charge X amount of money, right? Like 10 grand for a private school, Paul Mitchell, whoever. If you don't, you cannot charge more than $2,500. And if you do, like it was big in tattooing, like permanent makeup, all those trainings, and people were charging $4 grand. It caught up, and they were paying. They were charging like say $3,000, $5,000. They got hit with like $100,000 fine. They only ended up paying like 10 grand. But I mean, it's all public record.
Yeah. It's almost like a weird form of like taking advantage of people and gatekeeping. I feel like it keeps people sometimes out of the industry because it's like people find out they have these experiences, they want to go learn, and then they're like, oh wait, I don't have $3,000 or $4,000 extra dollars just to like cough up.
Yeah.
Despite, no, even if it is something that you're passionate about, you want to learn, you're like, you could be great at, that's a lot of money to a lot of people.
It is.
So I love that you just said that because now that's going to be my rabbit hole later. I'm about to be looking this up.
I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah, I think that's great to know.
It is. And people will shop around and they'll ask me like, oh, how much is your training? I tell them, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, if you see somebody charging more than $2,500, I'm sorry, but in the state of California, it's illegal. Like, but in any other state, you can go to Colorado and probably charge $6,000. Arizona, that's kind of like a free for all. Like, you could charge whatever you want.
It's crazy.
But that's what it's like here.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I pay $25. So that's usually standard for lymphatic.
For 1 day.
For 1 day training.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to you.
Yeah.
And I would love to shadow you.
Yeah.
Like I would love to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love this. Is there one myth or anything you guys want to just put out there against that you want to break about lymphatic drainages?
That it's not a massage.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody just thinks it's a massage. Or like, I thought I was going to come and get a relaxing massage. No. It's I'm draining your lymph nodes. And when lymph nodes are clogged, it hurts. So it can get, a little painful. If it gets too painful, I pull back. So I think it's just really knowing that it's not a massage. You're going to do some work.
Got it. I love that. Where can people find you?
In Pasadena, California.
And what's your social? How can they connect with you or schedule an appointment?
So I am LA Body Babe on all social media platforms. So I'm on TikTok. Really, my main one is IG and Facebook.
Love it. Do you do your booking through your social media?
Correct. So in the bio, I have a website, and then I also have like a booking where you could just book there.
Perfect. And then where can they find you, Selena?
LA Microbrow on Instagram and lamicrobrow.com. And we're next door neighbors in Pasadena in a cute building called the Burlington Arcade. It's a replica of the Burlington Arcade in London. Super cute.
It's a super cute area in Pasadena. Like, I'm a Pasadena kid, and when I first went to the office, I was like, it's cozy, it's comfortable, it's very inviting, and yeah, it was really great. Okay, I'm so happy y'all came on.
Thank you.
The way we end our episodes, we either give a word of advice or we share like a WTF from our week. It could be about anything. Do y'all want to share where y'all at?
Word of advice, invest in yourself. Like, is it just one word or like
No,
go on a
whatever you
tangent?
want. Go for it.
If you're struggling to find the money to invest in these luxury services, unfortunately, these are considered all luxury services. We have financing, credit cards, everything, but try to just put something aside for yourself to feel better. Because like you said, you make more money eventually.
Yeah.
And it's true. So
It inspires you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, know your worth and to trust yourself. My biggest thing of not leaving a toxic environment and a toxic industry was not knowing my worth for a lot of years. Once I learned to trust myself and know I was worthy, it took off. It just, God gave it to me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all are this is so sweet. I wish Cheyenne and Shannon were here today because I know Cheyenne has so much to say about just these kind of treatments. She does a lot of like body work and oh my gosh, I just spit on the mic. I'm gonna get Shannon in there as well. She has had a treatment before, but she just in us talking about you, she's like, I need to go to her. I think it'd be very different.
Or maybe we just get a couple beds and come to you guys.
Yeah.
We could do that. Make a day of it.
that.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't have advice this week. I feel like y'all advice was great and spot on. I have a WTF for my kids. So I don't know where Zaire heard some cuss words, but the other morning, Boz was stalling eating his breakfast, and I was like, bro, like, please eat your pancakes. Zaire whispered in Boz's ear and goes, eat your pancakes and fuck you. It was the craziest thing ever as a mom. Boz's face was stuck.
Oh,
and we were both like, normally Boz would laugh, but in that moment he was just shocked. So that's my freshly 3-year-old.
That's hilarious.
It was kind of wild, but it was like he got in his ear and whispered, and I was like, Zaire, did you say that? And he was like, yes, I did.
He owned it.
He owned it. So
word of advice, own it.
own it. Own it. Invest in yourself. get away from the toxicity, drain your body, and own it. Those are the words for this week. But thank you guys all for tuning into the Think Loud Crew podcast. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. We are there. Don't forget to go on our YouTube, Think Loud Crew, and comment, like, subscribe. And you can find me at Kyle Lynn. We've already got your socials. And don't forget to tell your crew about our crew and go get your drainage. Go get your lymphatic drainage, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.